They say kids can see what we can't. Ghosts, imaginary friends, and sometimes things way darker.
Oh my god.
This chilling collection of clips shows children haunted by things no one else could see. And trust me, it only gets creepier from here.
What's that? A bear! Talk to it!
This eerie video, uploaded in August 2007, featured a young girl casually playing while one recorded her, until things took a terrifying turn. Out of nowhere, the camera caught a pale face with long, dark hair peeking over the top of a doorway.
Are you sure? I don't think so.
The girls rushed over, only to see a ghostly figure standing at the top of the staircase. Screaming, they bolted out of the house.
A bear! Talk to it! I told you I seen something!
But the fear didn't stop there. Outside, they spotted the same figure staring down at them from an upstairs window. It vanished, only to reappear moments later, walking past a downstairs window. Some netizens called it a hoax. Others were convinced the girls had encountered something real. Either way, it's chilling. Victorian watcher. A woman was filming her 5-year-old son riding his first bike. An innocent, proud moment for any parent. But something unexpected ended up stealing the spotlight. After posting the video, netizens began pointing out a figure in the upstairs window of an old building behind them. It looked like an elderly man, silently watching the boy from above. The strange part was that the building had been abandoned for years. Disturbed, the mother looked into the property's history. Turns out it once belonged to a Victorian family. Many are now convinced the mysterious onlooker was a ghost, still lingering where he once lived. Grayface. A man heard his daughter talking to someone in her room. Knowing there was no one else home, he went to check on her. She was sitting on the bed, back to the door, whispering to someone. But she wasn't alone. As he stepped closer, a pale gray face slowly peeked out from behind her, watching him, a childlike face, but off. When he rushed over, there was nothing behind her. But the girl? She sat frozen, which was odd. People online were shaken. Was it a ghost? A possession? Maybe just an imaginary friend? Whatever it was, that face is hard to forget. Playmate. A father was searching for his son when he stumbled into the living room, and what he saw made him freeze. His little boy was sitting cross-legged, clapping hands with someone. But here's the thing. The other pair of hands looked transparent, almost like a faded-out figure sitting across from him. As the dad moved closer, trying to see who or what it was, the hands suddenly vanished. And when he checked behind the dresser, no one was there. What do you think? A real ghost? Or just pretend? Cheated presents. Now take a look at this one. It'll give you chills. A young boy was seen sitting on the floor, happily playing with someone, or something, covered in a white sheet. From a distance, it looked like an innocent game of pretend. But as the person filming moved closer, things took a terrifying turn. The sheeted figure suddenly vanished, and the sheet collapsed to the floor with no one underneath. Netizens were convinced the child had been playing with a ghost. Others, more skeptical, believed it was just an elaborate prank. Either way, the footage left everyone thoroughly unsettled. Toy tug. A mother reviewing CCTV footage from her kitchen was left stunned. Expecting nothing unusual, she watched her young daughter stroll in with a few toys in hand. Everything seemed normal, until it wasn't. Suddenly, one of the toys jerked sideways, as if someone tried snatching it. The child clung to it tightly, confused. But then the toy in her other hand began to move too. Something unseen was clearly tugging. Visibly disturbed, the girl backed away before running out of the room. Folks online were torn. Some swore it was real poltergeist activity. Others chalked it up to clever strings and editing. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Rocking chair.
Liam, come here. Liam, right now.
A mother just wanted to capture a sweet moment of her son quietly watching TV, licking an ice lolly. But then the chair moved. A wooden rocker beside him, empty, started to sway, slowly at first, then faster. The mother quickly called the boy to her side as she filmed the bizarre moment.
Liam, come here. Liam, right now. What is happening? Okay, I'm calling your mom. Just stay right here.
She swore this had never happened before. Online, the video blew up. Some said it was a poltergeist. Others begged her to get the house cleansed or just leave because whatever was in that chair didn't seem friendly. Forest pursuer. This chilling video has left parents uneasy and rethinking those woodland getaways. The footage shows two kids running through the trees, but they weren't just playing, they were being chased. A strange figure follows close behind, gliding rather than running. Its movements too smooth and unnatural. The distance makes it hard to make out its features, but that didn't stop the internet from speculating. Some were sure it was a witch hunting for children. Others thought it might be a curious forest spirit, harmless, maybe even protective. But with no clear details and no follow-up, the truth is still out there, somewhere. Shadow panic. Back in October 2012, a chilling clip started circulating online. It showed two young girls eating snacks at a small table.
What?
Until one pointed toward a darkened room and claimed she saw something.
The fish died.
What?
Angels?
She kept insisting something was there, visibly unsettled. Her friend laughed it off, even trying to scare her more. While the woman filming reassured them there was nothing to worry about. But the girl's fear only grew. She eventually broke into tears and ran to the woman's side. Then the second girl looked into the room again and let out a blood-curdling scream.
What's the matter?
She too bolted. Whatever they saw in that darkness, ghost, shadow, or something else entirely, was enough to terrify both girls in a way no prank ever could. Invisible tussle. Take a look at this CCTV clip. A little kid playing in the living room with a toy. Just another regular day. But then things took a weird turn. It looked like something invisible tried snatching the toy right out of the child's hands. There was a bit of struggle. Then the toy flew to the ground on its own. Moments later, the kid was suddenly tripped, with no visible reason, causing them to cry out. Thankfully, the parents confirmed the child wasn't hurt, but the video left them shaken. So much so, they even considered moving houses. Was it just a glitch, or did the kid's imaginary friend get a little too real? Unwanted guest. A father was out watching his kids play in the backyard when something disturbing caught his eye. His daughter was near a bush when a pale, unnaturally long limb reached out toward her. The eerie movement had many people believing it was a skinwalker, those legendary shape-shifting creatures of folklore. Thankfully, the child quickly ran to her father, escaping whatever it was that was lurking. But skeptics have their own theory, suggesting that the limb belonged to an ostrich. What do you think? Was it a skinwalker, or just an animal with a strange angle? Slammed shut. This clip first surfaced online several years ago and quickly sparked debate online.
Guys, it's Bella here, and this might be your sister Gabby.
It showed two sisters casually recording a video, one of them singing while the other joined in. But then, things took a strange turn. The door behind them slowly creaked open. One girl noticed and turned to look, but the other remained too focused on singing to react. Moments later, a water bottle on the desk tipped over on its own, followed by the door slamming violently shut. Startled, both girls screamed for their dad and bolted from the room.
Dad! Dad! Dad!
Some folks online believed it was a prank. Others were convinced something paranormal was in that room. Child spirit. A man exploring an abandoned building got the scare of his life. Inside a room, he suddenly heard the eerie sound of a child's laughter. Then, movement. A small head seemed to peek out from a cemented ditch. Thinking it was a lost kid, he cautiously moved closer. But as he approached, the figure ducked down. And when he looked inside, he found nothing. It was a hollowed-out space with nowhere to hide. Was it a ghost? Some believe it was the spirit of a child who once lived there. Others think it was something far worse, a skinwalker mimicking innocence to lure its prey. Lift haunting. In one unsettling video, a shocked father claimed his young son had been talking to a ghost. The footage showed the boy standing inside an elevator, when suddenly, a ghostly handprint appeared on the wall behind him, right next to his face. There had been nothing there before. The eerie moment was caught clearly on camera. But that wasn't all. As they exited the lift, the camera captured something else, reflected in the elevator's shiny walls. A hazy, shadowy figure. Some folks were convinced it was a demon. Others believed it was the ghost of someone still haunting that elevator. Either way, no one's riding that lift alone anymore. Driverless ride. She grabbed her phone and started recording as the car began to roll slowly, all on its own. She called out to her daughter, asking if she knew what was going on. But things only got weirder. At one point, the car door swung open by itself, like whoever was driving it decided to hop out. The video went viral. Some swore the car was haunted, others said it was a prank. I'll let you be the judge. Candy snatch. Some are calling this one of the clearest ghost encounters ever caught on camera. A little girl stood outside, snacking while her family packed for a trip. Nothing out of the ordinary, until something unseen seemed to yank the candy right from her hand. She resisted, but the tug was so forceful it sent her toppling forward. Her father rushed over to comfort her, but the footage left everyone stunned. Was it just a freak accident? Or did something truly paranormal reach out? Because from the way she fell, it sure didn't look like she tripped on her own. Grandma's visit. According to a woman, her toddler often had encounters with a spirit believed to be her late grandmother. In one video, the little girl stood at the foot of the stairs, laughing as her mother filmed the moment. But then, she abruptly stopped. Her gaze followed something unseen, her expression shifting to awe.
Whoa.
Just as her demeanor changed, the camera captured an orb drifting across the screen. The girl began shaking her head rapidly, as if searching for something. Then she extended her hand toward a nearby room and wandered inside, as if being gently led. Her mother believed the spirit was that of her grandmother, watching over her granddaughter, not to frighten, but to comfort.
What'd you see? Callie?
Vanishing child. Home alone one night, a man was cooking dinner when he felt that all too familiar chill, like someone was watching him. Brushing it off as paranoia, he kept going until he caught a glimpse of something strange, a child, peeking from behind the kitchen wall. But he didn't have any children. Startled, he rushed toward the spot, but the child ducked away. When he turned the corner, no one was there. It was a dead end. Moments later, he heard banging. He turned to see a small hand hitting the back door glass. The same child. Now, outside. Some were convinced it was a ghost, while others had an even more chilling theory, saying it might be a skinwalker trying to lure the man. Empty room. A man staying at a hotel was startled late at night by loud banging sounds echoing from down the hall. Curious, he decided to investigate. What he found was chilling. A small hand, likely that of a child, was repeatedly hitting the window from inside one of the rooms. But when he opened the door, no one was there. The room was completely empty. He searched it top to bottom, but found nothing. Netizens were quick to speculate it was the spirit of a child trapped in that room, still trying to get out. But let me know your take on this in the comments. Shadow visitor. A photo from 10 years ago is making the rounds online, and it's giving people the chills. The uploader shared both a printed and digital version, side by side. According to her, the picture was taken by a relative who was babysitting a little girl. She'd been dancing along to a Disney movie, and like any proud sitter, they snapped a few photos. But when they looked at them later, one shot showed something else in the room. A tall, dark figure looming behind the girl. It hadn't been seen in real time, or maybe it just couldn't be seen. Some called it a shadow person, others went further, claiming it looked eerily like Baba Yaga. Forest encounter. A quiet family trip turned unsettling when a father decided to take his kids a little deeper into the woods. At first, it was all innocent fun, laughing, running, playing around near the trees. But then his son froze and pointed at something. Standing far off in the distance was a tall, black-clad figure. The head looked oddly shaped. The camera tried to zoom in, but the details stayed hazy. Still, the kids' fear said enough. Was it a masked man lurking in the woods? Or something less explainable, like perhaps a skinwalker or Slender Man? Tent terror. A young girl filming herself while playing in her toy tent had no idea she'd capture something chilling. She was happily talking to the camera, playing with her dolls, until she suddenly stopped, eyes fixed above the lens. Her smile vanished. Without a word, she scrambled out of the tent and bolted. What scared her? Moments later, the tent's camera kept recording, and something dark passed by the entrance. A shadowy shape, tall, draped in what looked like a black robe, seemed to follow her out the door. Netizens were horrified. Some feared it was the Grim Reaper. Others believed it was something even darker and real. Grandfather's visit. A chilling video has been making waves online, showing a young girl who had just woken up and rushed to her family, clearly shaken. She claimed she saw a man in her room. Worried, her parents asked who it was, and what she said next left everyone stunned. Without hesitation, she pointed to an old photo on the board. It was her grandfather, the same man who had passed away years ago.
Come to see you at night.
Who come
Who
to
comes
see
to
you
you
at
at
night?
The man.
What
Who?
man? Up here?
Uh-huh.
Netizens were divided. Some brushed it off as coincidence, but many believed it was a heartfelt visit from beyond. A grandfather checking in on the granddaughter he never got to meet. Flash silhouette. Late one night, as she recorded strange activity in her hallway, lights were flickering in the background. Then came a sudden, bright flash. But it wasn't the strange part. For a split second, the flash revealed the silhouette of a young boy. He appeared to be looking up at the mirror, then vanished. The woman swore no one else was home. Was this the spirit of a child caught between realms, or just a perfectly timed camera glitch? Either way, it left netizens shaken. Lantern toss. A guy agreed to babysit his niece and nephew for the night, but wasn't thrilled about the location. The house had a reputation, rumors of hauntings, strange noises, bad vibes. Still, he shrugged it off until things got weird. While sitting with his niece, she suddenly pointed down the hallway, saying there was someone down the hall.
Look, she's pointing. See? There's someone over there.
Creeped out, he tried to laugh it off, telling his viewers his nephew was asleep and his niece was just scaring him. But then came a sound of something clattering in the hallway. His niece calmly picked it up, a lantern light. But no one else was there, so who threw it? Unseen guest. A woman grew increasingly worried when her toddler began acting strange. He kept staring at one corner of the room, visibly frightened. Then, without warning, he waved at nothing and softly said,
Bye. Bye.
Disturbed, the mother recorded a short video. In it, the boy clings to her lap, hiding his face, occasionally peeking out to point at nothing. She posted it online, hoping someone could explain what she was seeing. Some people were quick to chime in with theories, believing children can see things adults can't. Was he seeing a spirit? Others reassured her, saying it was just typical toddler behavior, but she still isn't sure. Ghost hunt. Not all kids are frightened by what they see. Sometimes it's the adults who end up spooked. In a clip recorded back in March 2013, a young boy calmly told his mother that he could see something she couldn't. When she asked who he was looking for, he pointed into another room and replied, "A ghost."
Who are you trying to find?
A ghostie.
A ghost?
He then insisted he could hear it too, gesturing toward the space beyond.
I heard that ghost.
You hear that ghost?
Yeah.
And repeating his claim with quiet confidence. Moments later, he took off into the room, seemingly eager to find it. The clip didn't show what happened next, but the way the boy spoke, so certain, so matter-of-fact, left people deeply unsettled.
And there's that ghost.
Okay.
Shadow sleeper. One dad was filming a sweet moment with his kids after tucking them in. Just a quick video to send to his wife. But what was meant to be peaceful turned unsettling. In the dimly lit room behind the bed, a shadowy figure appeared, almost crouching. At first, the dad didn't notice, but once he did, he panicked. He jumped up and searched every corner. No one was there. He later shared that they'd only just moved into the house. Rumors of it being haunted had floated around, but he never believed them until now. Toy warning. A mother filming her daughter sleeping explained that earlier,
she kept saying that she was really scared of something in her room.
The child had run into her room, terrified, claiming something was in her room.
I'm a little bit shaky. I don't know if you guys can tell, but...
The mom, unsettled herself, began recording, just in case. That's when it happened. A toy siren suddenly went off from the other room. The mom rushed in to find the room empty. No one around. She turned the toy off, but the camera didn't stop rolling, and that's when netizens noticed it. Right beside the toy, a tiny plastic arm twitched, just enough to catch the eye. So if no one was there, who moved it? Was the girl's room cursed like most people suggested, or was there some other explanation for this bizarre occurrence? Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.